How you guys doing? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. I was watching this trade here and it just got violated. So no trade. It did go. It did trigger for this trade, but I didn't like how slow it was going, so I decided to wait. It came all the way back down here. Looked like it was gonna go, but it just failed. So we're having a good day so far. Gonna look at getting a solid 10, 20, 30 handle trade in today. We have no news today, so that changes kind of some of the expectations with how fantastic this week has been as far as trading goes. We want to be a little conservative, not lose the profits we've made during this week, and be conservative and come out green on the day and go into the weekend on top. Let's see here. Good morning. All right, get that all set up. How you guys doing this morning? How's it going? How you guys doing? Come on, give me the deets. How you guys doing today? All right, so we are in discount from this leg right here, but we are in premium from yesterday's range. So this is yesterday's range from midnight to midnight, and we're in premium right now, but in discount in this range. So we just ran liquidity from this low and this low here, sitting on the 5-minute. Let's jump to the 15-minute. Probably can see a little bit better. You know what? Let's go to the hourly. So we ran liquidity, we ran this low, and we ran this low right here. And we stopped at the new gap opening low, the weekly gap. So we could see higher prices. We've made a higher high at the end of the day yesterday. I like this right here. We just are 5 minutes before open. If we get a nice large candle right here, I'll consider taking this to this high and this high. Did we get into this? Yeah, we tapped into this 1 minute fair value gap as well. But at the end of the day, on Friday, we made this jump up to the highs. Literally right at closing. So gave us a new high, and it's still in line with us running towards these equal highs in this higher daily bearish order block and this 4-hour fair value gap. You can see that I have that information here, actually. You can see it right there. Let me remove this. So we got these equal highs that I've been watching, that I think this is our draw on liquidity. Our 4-hour fair value gap, we have a daily bearish order block sitting up here that I want it to stab into. And we have our previous week low, so we could rebalance this weekly candle by coming up into this weekly low right here. So we have some reason to go higher. If we're really heavy, obviously that won't happen. But right now, order flow is telling me that we're bullish. And here's going to be that close. Let's see if it gives it to us. Okay, I'm going to get in for that right here. Let's see if it wants to push right now. We're looking for a 453 is our limit order for moving our stop to break even. We're going to watch, see if this is going to respect this level here. And if it doesn't, then we get out. And right away, it's moving against us. We still have 30 seconds, so we wait for the close of the trade. Would have given you a great entry right here. We ran this liquidity. We ran liquidity down here, right here. We ran liquidity over here as well. So I do like this trade. We just need to see it push. We're going to move stop to break even as soon as we get to this high. We're going to target, I'm going to target this high though. And once we hit there, a little bit more, and we'll be moving our stop to break even. Come on. Just give me that high so I can hit the break even button. I want to move my stop to break even. Ideally, that's really what I want to do. I like the idea of making this a free trade. I'm hovering over the cancel button in case this reverses on me real quick. Because we are sitting in this fair value gap, sitting right here. And all right, I'm gonna get out of that. I got out for break even on that. I don't like how we are finding resistance in this fair value gap. It's probably going to run, but I didn't like how we basically ran against this twice. So there's our break even. If you stayed in it, again, it's Friday, so I'm just being more conservative. And here's the run for that high. Your stop would be at break even right now if you didn't get out when I did. And then pop, there it is. So there's that win right there. I did not hold that, and that was right at the open. Holy cow. I was getting nervous because we were at the open. We were right before the open, and I did not want to hold it in there. And we were just rejecting this fair value gap for 2 minutes straight. So that's basically why I decided to get out. There'll be another opportunity, but I just didn't want to risk having my capital being just running against me. So especially after you see it come against you like this, and then when it comes back up, you don't want to hold it for another time going down. That's just not fun. So break even trade on that one. It was a win. I just got out early. I did not follow my rules. The main reason is I made a subjective call because of open being literally the next candle, as well as this small 1 minute fair value gap being rejected twice, and I wanted it to go through it. So some of these things, you just have to have some subjective assessment, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. This time I was wrong. It's okay. It was a great setup though. We ran this high, and we're probably going to run this high here. There's that high. So it was it turned into a great move. I mean, you probably wouldn't have held it for this whole thing because, I mean, Once you see this candle wick that high and come back down like this, that's pretty, especially after you grab this high. And we basically made equal highs right there. We got some other equal highs sitting right here. Okay, so what are we looking for? We're looking for structure. We're looking for something that indicates that we may go higher. I have this breaker marked out, which was a previous high. So a high, a low high, lower low. And this low is very key. It ran these levels of liquidity. So this is a key level to see what kind of reaction we get towards it. Now, usually the first move, I want to see how the first move right off open reacts. Sometimes it's manipulation. Sometimes it just runs. So if we have this nice bounce off of this, we have, let's see if we have anything nice here. We really don't have anything nice as far as an obvious fair value gap. We do on the 4-minute, but that's just too high of a time frame. We have one on the 5-minute as well, I believe, here. So if we close above this 5-minute fair value gap, I'm going to say we're probably going to have bullish price action. And this could be the beginnings of a market maker buy model. Okay, beginnings of a market maker buy model. But outside of knowing that we're moving higher, if you want to take this as one of your entries, you absolutely can. You're just going to move you just got to have your stop, a standard 10-handle stop loss if you want to do that. With the volatilities that we've been seeing, a 10-handle stop loss is very small. I mean, you're looking at this being your stop loss right there. So if you went long right here, you would have been stopped out right now, right? Because of the volatility. This could wick back up and this 10-handle stop loss is just not large enough. I'm not saying it's going to wick back up, but that's the risk we have in these higher volatile markets. Is my standard 10-point stop loss isn't working, and if I went to 15, that wouldn't have worked. I would have to be at literally 20 handles for these to work. So what does this mean? It means that you really need to reduce your size. So I like this trade. I just don't like the size that I would be taking. So I'm going to reduce my size and I'm going to look at going long if it gives me an opportunity. I'll reduce my size and I'll take a long here. Just so I can keep my risk accurate. If it runs without us, then I obviously missed the opportunity. It would be right here for the equal highs. And it looks like it's going to give it to us. Now, why do we not want to go long right here? Because if this candle is this large right now, what could the retracement of the next candle be? If I'm going to get in and I think it's going higher, so let's just call this a momentum play. I'll do this with one micro contract. I want to get in when it wicks lower and take that as my entry. Let's go right there. Let's just do this as an example. So we went right, we're long right here. Our target is going to be these equal highs. We're going to see if this is a continuation. Okay, so I'm at the bottom of this order block right now. I'll switch over to the screen. So this is the screen I'm on right now. Okay, so we're going to do a standard stop loss. We're going to go 20 handles. So that's 70. Okay, so this would be a 40 handle or $40 stop if we hit that level. Okay, we're assuming we have higher price action to go, but you got to understand with the volatility, you have to adjust your size and largen your stop loss to be able to add for these fluctuations, because the fluctuations are just going to stop you out and screw you when you probably have the right idea. We should have got in long down here, right? We now have entered an order block with this bullish candle right here, but we still have to have a large enough stop loss to protect ourselves, but we don't oversize our position, because if we have a larger stop loss, I don't want to go out on the day with a $400 loss for one trade. $40 I can handle, right? $40 is doable, right? That is why this is an example of risk management, right? We're taking a trade based on the volatility that we're seeing, and we're putting the appropriate stop, a larger stop loss to accommodate for the types of volatility we've been seeing, but hopefully to get a larger move, because we have been seeing this volatility. So this is our target, okay? That is our target right there, which is going to be 120 ticks or so. It's going to be a nice move. So if we're long right here, this is a 40 handle move, 39 handles, okay? 39 handles is what we're targeting right there, and we should hit that, unless I put my stop at the wrong spot. I think I didn't put that at the right spot. It's a little higher. Let's see if we get a push here. 136 ticks. And if we start retracing, I'll be pissed. Okay, we got some liquidity here. All right, I'm not liking the reaction. It did technically wick that. We're just gonna hold it. I don't want it to run against me. We're not letting that go against me here, guys. All right, so I'm moving my stop to break even, because I refuse to take a loss after a big move like that. And ultimately, this was an example for you guys. I wouldn't, ICT talks about don't be a D for a tick. It rhymes with tick. I'm not going to say it. It just sounds inappropriate. So you should have taken that profit right there. Okay, because we just got stopped out for break even on that play. Okay. Lesson learned is, if we're going to come up to this level and it's right next to where my stop it or to my limit order is, take the stinking trade, take it off. Don't lose the trade because of that. That's my mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. I still like this trade. It did make us equal highs. Let's see if it gives us another opportunity for an in. But we played that off of this breaker. That's the idea that we took, was this, we're going higher based on this breaker, also based on a market maker buy model. We're assuming that this is a market maker buy model, and that's why we're targeting this high. Now we could come all the way down here. I still think we could come down to this level, or we could hit this breaker. So why do I want to go again long here? You could. We do have equal highs, or it actually did run this high. So it swept this high by a tick. Not my favorite type of I'm not sure if I want to go long again after we've done all that. You absolutely could. I'm just telling you how it makes me think and feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And with all this volatility, I mean, these are large candles. So you could, again, you use that same concept. You reduce your size and you largen your stop loss. So you take a larger stop, but you're expecting a larger move because of the volatility, and then you let it run. This one ran, it just pisses me off. All right, so this 5 minute did close above. This 5 minute did close above. So I'm going to view this as some manipulation. I'm viewing this as manipulation. I'm thinking order flow does want to go the other way, unless 15 minutes telling me a different story. And 15 minute is telling me a different story. 15 minute is telling me we are not, we may have lower price action to go. Okay. And 15 minute is a higher time frame picture of price action. And what is this showing me? It's showing me the beginnings of a market maker sell model. So this is why you have to use higher time frame analysis in your analysis. So higher time frame tells me bearish. But the thing I'm being cautious about is, are we already wicked below these levels? And usually when you run liquidity like this, price begins to move the other direction. So I'm just noting this. I still want to see higher prices, but this causes me to be cautious about a re-entry here on the 1 minute. Tells me, okay, 50-50 shot. I'm going to sit on my hands, wait for something more obvious. Okay? To me, this was obvious because this was the first time down. We're coming against it, and we did move higher. We didn't run we literally, it missed me by a tick. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Who do we got on here? Come on, guys. I've not a single comment. I'm impressed by your guys' silence. All right. Do we got any obvious moves to the downside? If we're going to take a play to the downside, is there anything obvious? Let's look on the 30-second here. There is nothing obvious except for this play right here, which we closed on this candle, and then we ran this liquidity, so we missed that opportunity. I really wasn't interested in that anyway. Look at how that 15-minute closed. That 15-minute closed with a giant wick. We'll call it with the skinny legs. They gave me a skinny leg. Nothing. There's no body, just leg. Excuse me. So when I put all this price action together, I'm looking at this price action and seeing lot of this is like very, it's not clear and obvious. Look at all these wicks that cover up all your fair value gaps. Wicks are your enemy. Wicks are your enemy. So when you see lots of wicks, you want to stay away from wicks. Wicks do the damage, my friends. Wicks also can tell you the story, like this wick right here. When I see this wick, I see lower prices. I mean, it's hard to dispute that this means you're going to see lower prices. Now, I would say that happens 75% of the time. I'm throwing a percent out there. Literally, I just made that up based on how I feel about it. Just to make sure I'm being honest. I'd say from how many times I've seen it, I feel like 75 is a decent number. 75% of the time when I see this kind of candle, it moves in the other direction. It moves away from the wick that was created. The other 25%, it just does that, and then it does it again, and then it'll do it again, and then explode higher or something. All right, so if I'm looking at this, I'm watching this 1 minute fair value gap right here. Okay, I'm gonna watch this 1 minute. I would like, if it's my personal preference, I want this 1 minute fair value gap to find support, and I want to get a 1 minute or 30-second inversion to the upside, targeting now. I'm going to call these the equal highs. Even though it ran it by a tick, I didn't place my profit target appropriately. I missed that. What was that? That would have been for a 40 handle move. I missed a 40 handle move because I placed my take profit one tick too high. All right, what do we got on the 2, 3, 4, 5? There is nothing here, guys. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm looking for fair value gaps. I see liquidity here, but I see not a single fair value gap. So this means sit on our hands. Don't do anything. Stay away. Caution, caution, caution. It also means be prepared to handle FOMO. Because if this runs without us, you're going to be thinking, oh man, we know it's running higher. I should have got in. Where? Where are you going to get in? Here's a breaker. You could use this breaker right here. There's your opportunity. If you want to take it, there's your breaker. I'll do a micro on that. I'm going to do a micro long, right? If it supports this, if it doesn't violate this inversion, if it violates this inversion, I'm going short. I'll take that short. I like that more than I like the long right at the moment. All right, that's really aggressive. Okay, here's our close right there. Let's see if it runs or if it's running against us. Holy cow, look at that run. This is, remember I said caution, caution? This is that caution. This is that caution piece. All these wicks. What does the 1 minute look like here? That was nasty. I took a loss on that. We closed below and we closed above the very next candle. And it'll probably run in our favor, but my rules are we close below. If it closes above, you get out. And that's what happened. So I took a loss on that. Order flow does look like it wants to go lower. It just, that's a nasty wick. I guess that wasn't a wick. It was a nasty candle, to be honest. I really like this, guys. I really did. This was in the macro time too. This, I mean, we swept these equal highs here, and we had this low down here with this low here. I mean, this was at the minimum an A, if not an A plus setup, and it just went against us. There's nothing I can do. I cannot be mad for taking a loss, because that is the setup. That's the setup right there. It's just really choppy. We violated order flow. So it tells us we're in consolidation and we need to stay out. So I'll be sitting here reading order flow until we get some movement, some real movement. And then I'm going to reevaluate. How's it going, Peter? How you doing, my friend? I'm glad to have you this morning. No, I'm on the short and long side. Higher time frame right now, we are in premium, so I would want to look for shorts, but on the lower time frame, we're in discount, so we could look for longs. So I'm just really trying to read order flow. We took a long earlier for 40 handles, and I missed my take profit by 1 tick. So I went long on a play. That was our first play. This wick tells me it wants to go down. The first run on liquidity is usually the manipulation move. I honestly would expect this to run these lows right here. Interstellar, I'm bearish today on the daily time frame since we just came from the daily SIBI and we are looking to head for internal to external. Forgetting short positions while the price respects yesterday's highs. Is that what you're saying? Spike rule. What do I have? I have on here, I did have This is yesterday's high. So if we were to remove the electronic trading hours, technically we're not respecting yesterday's highs. We're inside yesterday's range. This is yesterday's range right here. This is yesterday's highs. That was where we ended the day. So we're inside the range right now. This move that we took this move on the opening range gap. What did I just say? I told you that we were probably going to run these lows because of this wick. And that's what we did. Ran that one by a tick. This one was by a tick. And this is seek and destroy pattern. So you do not want to be becoming a breakout artist right now. $404.25. Is that? Are you looking at SPY or are you looking at the time? Or is that price? 404.25. You're talking about the 5:30 candle on the 15-minute? Is that right? I don't know. And whatever that is, I mean, I personally don't look at that as part of my analysis. My only goal is trying to figure out draw on liquidity for the short term. And so far, I've been reading it 75% correctly. The other 25% of mistake I took a loss on. So the question now is, are we going to respect this 1 minute fair value gap? Or are we going to run beneath it and then run this low and potentially this low here? When I look on a higher time frame, I'm looking at this, the next 15-minute candle is closing bearish, assuming it closes bearish in the next 20 seconds. We'll see what happens here. We also run this liquidity and we have an inversion right here. Now, I'm not going to take this inversion even though it looks like a great setup. The reason for that is I've been seeing price action that hasn't been respecting this, and I'm going to wait for further information. So we closed bearish on the 15-minute, and the first candle was legs with no body to the downside. This one confirmed a lower movement. Now, in my mind, everything's telling me lower prices, and my target would be first the new week opening gap low, which we already grabbed, the low of the day, and then the weekly or the hourly order block there, or the hourly fair value gap. Those would be my targets. Now, there's this low here. If this closes beneath this, it takes away our opportunity to go short on this 1 minute candle because we're waiting for the close. But if it doesn't close, okay, so it might give us the opportunity. I'm going to wait on this play. I'm not going to take this. All right, there's the close below. We would be looking like this. Your stop would be sitting right here. 13 handles, decent. You would move your stop to break even as soon as you get to this first level here, and then you would be targeting this low right here for 30 handles. But I'm not taking it. Why am I not taking it? Because the last trade that I took did this exact thing, and I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. I'm going to wait and see what happens. I'm going to wait till things start showing me it wants to respect order flow, because the last trade did not. This one, it looks as if it is not. It's violating that, and it's violating it with it's like it knows we're doing the inversion model here, and every time it inverses it, it runs the other direction with the large candle, then continues back down. Let's see if it continues back down. So this turned into a loss, right? Turned into a loss here. I didn't take it, and I'm not going to take it because from what I just said. But my expectation is that it's probably still going to run this low. Can you guys tell the difference between yesterday and today? I mean, it's night and day. It's night and day. This is horrible price action. Price action I don't want to touch compared to yesterday. It's like, man, I wanted to take everything. I would literally wanted to take everything. Okay, if we close above this, we ran a lot of liquidity, but we left equal lows. That makes this a trade I would not take anyway. We have equal highs up here too. We are basically 50-50 on the direction. So what did we do there, Peter? We went down to, what was the low? 404.50. So we missed it by a tick. I think, and Jim Dalton may be great, but this is not Jim Dalton's Discord or channel. What I'm teaching is the order flow that I find based on ICT. So we're not going to be teaching different concepts on this channel. You're welcome to use it, call out things, but we're not teaching. We're not teaching any other concepts other than ICT. What I don't like right now is equal lows below and equal lows or equal highs above. So we're basically going to sit and wait. Okay, so we swept this high right here. We have some bullish price action. Again, we're waiting to confirm that order flow wants to respect our fair value gaps, our inversion gaps, our breakers. And we need to identify the clear draw on liquidity. Right now, I see equal lows below and equal highs above. And it's just 50-50 for me. So we sit, we wait, we get some clarity on where the market wants to go, and we take the obvious. Okay? Are we going to respect this fair value gap and now move higher? Are we going to violate it? I would say this is bullish right here, guys. We're respecting it. It's not moving down very quickly. We're consolidating above this fair value gap after we've touched it. So I do like the idea of this running to this high right here. But we're waiting. We're not taking anything because price has been a little wonky so far. Yeah, ADZ, yes, we did. I did 2 trades. We took a long off this breaker for 40 handles. However, I set my target profit 1 tick too high and it missed it and it stopped me out at break even. that sucks. And then on top of that, the next trade, we took a short based on an inversion on the 30-second and it got violated and stopped us out. So I wouldn't have taken the second trade if I had the first trade. All right, so here's that fair value gap being respected, pushing to these equal highs. Yeah, we were sitting at a breaker as well. I just don't like ADZ these equal lows sitting right here. This is too smooth and it's going to want to run, in my opinion. Yeah, we got equal highs above and below. So that's why I'm basically sitting on my hands. Oh, was she going short? All right, so we're breaking out of this consolidation. Let's see this candle actually close above and move. I like the size of this candle. It tells me that we got some momentum. We got some equal highs up here. Really no solid clear entry that we would have been able to do. Actually, this 30 seconds really nice. I didn't even look at that 30 second. I didn't look at it because I wasn't planning on taking a trade in this crap. That was really nice. We were in discount to go long, but the 15-minute on this chart right here, when you see these two candles here, this is what I'm saying, 50% of the time, 75% of the time, it will indicate that we run these lows. We didn't run the lows, we missed it by a tick, right? And then it moves higher. Now we're in this 15-minute fair value gap sitting right here with a high, with consolidation to the left. So what do we got? When was this made? This was made. So this is our London high. I like that. London low technically was ran right here. And we did run it again after open. So what I would want to see if we're going to participate in a potential move going higher, which I think it's chosen a potential direction, is I want it to have support here from the high that it broke out, and then I want an inverse to form to go higher. You could use this as a breaker. I just don't know. I don't like how sloppy that is. That's not my kind of breaker I prefer to take. You can see that breaker here on the 15-minute looks nicer, but it's just not my style of breakers that I like to take. It might be for PM ADZ, or it could be for next week. The other option, it could be right now. But I want to watch this right here. No, there's some criteria that goes into the breaker. I'll go over that here. I like this 1 minute. I feel like we are in seek and destroy conditions. Redelivering off a 15-minute fair value gap sitting right here. Also a 5-minute. That'd be crazy if that was the case right here. What does this go to? Look at that. That's a breaker from the AM, the London session. It's hard. I mean, it's almost impossible to pick those out. That's why I just don't put much weight into it. Here's an institutional order flow entry drill. Let's see if we drop right here. We have two options right now. Short, long. I'll consider either on my micro account. If we're going to go higher, I want to see large candles. It needs to be large candle. I need displacement, because this was a large displacing down close candle. If we're going to have displacement to the upside, it needs to match what this candle looks like similarly. Swing high target, swing low target. Dropping down to the 30-second for that. Oh, it's looking like it's not going to do that, so we'll leave that there for later. We're respecting the consequent encroachment of this 1 minute fair value gap. "30 seconds. We don't chase. Can't chase. I like the displacement though. Absolutely like the displacement. Okay, no close, no trade. Now that we have this candle here, if we close below this wick on the next candle or thereafter, it invalidates the trade. You would need it to close between these candles here, because once it hits this level, you would move your stop to break even. And it doesn't look like it's going to give us that opportunity. Now it could, no, it would invalidate the trade because I don't like it as much. Now it could still run that way, but just for my rules on what I like to see, it's not showing me anymore. Not any opportunity there. Again, I'm not taking this anymore. I'm not taking it. I'm liking this more now because we also have a breaker. Now, to answer your question, ADZ breaker is a low, high, lower low. Typically, I want this lower low or the higher low to run liquidity, but rebalancing and imbalance also suffices. This is not an A plus breaker. This is more of a B plus breaker because it didn't run liquidity, but it's finding support off of another breaker right here. So we have a low, high, lower low. This low made equal lows. Now this breaker right here is running into this candle, right? These candles here. So we have a breaker forming on another breaker. Or we have a breaker right here forming potentially on another breaker. It's not a breaker until this candle closes above this these highs. So we need to have a market structure shift. The market structure shifts happens when we close above these highs. This swing high right here, which we may not get it. We're just trying to predict where price is going by where future price action could go based on structure. This is not an entry. Are you guys seeing this? Do you see this being, this is the third time we're watching an inversion gap being violated. In 10 seconds, if this closes above this, that's invalidating this. This is an example of 3 times now we've seen the inversion violated. You have, oh my gosh. Reduce the size, my friends. Reduce your size or walk away completely. Today's not the day to be full porting your account. Okay, we got about 15 minutes before the next macro time. I do have to use the restroom. So I will be right back. Let me put in here. Okay, folks. We are back. And what did I miss? 3 minutes, 3 down closed candles. We did end up running this low after we invalidated basically the inversion play that we were looking at. It tells me that the inversions are not what we want to be targeting. We want to be targeting the breakers have been looking really nice. Both breakers have played out so far that we've watched. All right, now we've moved to discount. We've ran some lows. We have we have equal lows down here. I'm not looking for anything upside. We've already ran the upside. I mean, it's clear to me that's going to take place. We just want to find the spot where we can actually go short. We're not in a macro time either, so it's not very attractive to want to go short right here. So I'm going to sit this one out as well. If you guys don't like that I'm sitting out trades and you're like, man, when is this guy going to take a trade? Like, your primary role as a trader is capital preservation. And my intention was to be conservative today, and I already took a loss after I missed a win. So it's like, I'm going to be careful. I'm going to wait till I'm more than confident about a potential setup. I was confident about this setup that was right here, and it ended up running against me. All right, so we're probably going to get a close below this candle right here, or this fair value gap. Let's see if we do. No close. We do have a 5-minute change in state of delivery right here. We have equal lows. I like this running. I do. I just probably not going to participate in it. So that's the close below. The question is, where do you target? And can you target? So there's the invalidation of that trade right there. Multiple invalidations of inversions. Isn't that crazy? Invalidation, now it's going to pump lower. I still like these targets of this lows. A lot of this is just us waiting, guys. There's just a lot of waiting right here. And if you're thinking, oh, I want to catch this drop, good luck. I like this level right here. I want to see a price. I would like price to come up into that level and then reject it for a continuation lower. Sweeping the order block. This is a 5-minute order block right here as well. So I do like it coming up into this level and then going short. Okay, let's see price reject right here if it wants to run through it. You know what's disappointing though is that this filled in this inversion gap right here, but I want to see a rejection right there. That's what I would like to see. And a nice push lower right here towards these lows and ultimately these equal lows down here. Okay, I think we're really close to the macro time. I like this idea of this running. I like the idea, but it doesn't mean price is going to do that. So $5-minute has given us a decent wick candle. We have low resistance liquidity sitting right here. Market maker sell model. Everything's telling me that we move short, but obviously it doesn't have to. Especially with the choppy price actions that we've seen. Run, baby. Show us you want to go lower. Show us that order flow. It's 10:45 right now. This is the macro time. Five-minute candle just closed as well. It's absolutely ugly, Adam. Horrendous price action. See if we want to run these highs right here. We just inverse this 30-second. Okay, we're looking at those highs right here to be ran. But all of this is happening inside this price leg, this initial price leg higher. So it just makes everything low probability when you look at the 5-minute and everything is just conjumbled together. All right. This is a 30-second. This is the 1 minute. I just don't like that there's a swing high right here. Okay, there's the close. I'm waiting for this 30-second to close above right there. This is a 30-second inversion sitting right here. So we've gone through the 1, but the 30-second, it stopped in. As you can see that. Here's a 30-second right here. 30 seconds sitting right there. And we're looking for that to run through there. Okay, there's the close on the 30-second. Nope, no close. Still no close. I think it does want to run here. We're just waiting for an official close so we can go long. Okay, there's target number 1. My guess is it's not gonna go. It wouldn't surprise me. We have this swing high that we made. I do like these highs up here. I do. I just don't know if it's going to actually want to run. This has been a very boring stream. We'll get one. We just have to wait for one. We're just waiting for one. We swept this high here. We got a high, low, higher, high. So we have a breaker sitting right here to the downside. Hey bro, hope you're well. Haven't been able to tune in lately. How's trading going? Today's nasty. This week has been great. Today's nasty. The price action's really, really horrible. There's a displacement I like. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'll see where this candle closes, but I would be interested in taking this short, depending on how this reaction right here. If we close strong, then there's no entry, but I may take this short if it gives it to me. This is an inversion model right here with higher highs. I like this displacement here. All right, I'm gonna go long right here. I am long. This is our target. Stop loss is on the 30-second. Close below this 30-second is kind of where we're targeting. Violation of this will be out. 18 seconds. I'm gonna close this, guys. I'm not liking this price action. This is, oh. This is so disgusting. I'll close it on the violation of this. I'm going to stick to the rules this time. Stop is below this 30-second fair value gap. I liked this grabbing this wick right here and then how aggressive we were on this 1 minute, on this 30-second. Stop will be moved to break even as soon as we hit this high. Actually, I might move it from this high. Getting ready to drop my stop to break even as soon as we hit this internal high. Okay, stops to break even right now. We just hit this internal high. We want it to run this high and then this high up here. And if it stops me out at break even, I don't care. There's a stop out at break even. This is the epitome of horrible price action. Now there's our high there, and then we're probably going to run this high. So I've been stopped out 2-3 times. Remembering that Friday THR. What is THR? I'm sorry, I don't recognize that. That sucks. Stopped out again. I'll take a stop out over a loss, guys. 100. 1,000%. I'll take a stop, a break-even trade over a loss. The regular trading range, remembering that Friday's regular trading range closed before the big drop was at 18,553. Potentially, yeah. I mean, it's also Friday, and we've had phenomenal price action this entire week. Well, it's 11 o'clock, guys. Market is slowly making its way higher in a staggering formation. We hit this last 5-minute fair value gap before the swing high. This is just really boring. I mean, what are these? At this point, we got equal highs and a higher high target, which at this point I do think we're bullish. We just have shown us that we have a proclivity to go higher. Instead of breaking the lows, we're breaking the highs. So I'm looking at this, maybe seeing if this wants to go for a long. Break above, target the equal highs, profit, ultimate target. But if we're in seek and destroy, which it seems to be that we are, we probably won't get this and we're going to go down. Probably stop somewhere in this range. Somewhere in that range and then move higher. That's what That would be my guess with Seek and Destroy so far. Take out 515. We would want to see a close below this 11 o'clock candle. So on the 5 minute, we have a minute and a half remaining. It's a change in state of delivery right there on the 5 minute. Well, Adzi, I'm just going to say this. If you need a trade today, you should walk away. You should walk away. The need to take a trade is the recipe for blowing an account. But if we get one, we'll take it. But I'm just saying. Trading psychology is if you need a trade, you should walk away. Wait. I do have that eval account that I told you that we would trade. May look at trading maybe that instead of some live accounts. Nice candle color combination. Thanks, Trading Star. I'm not a fan of reds. I think it just triggers too much emotion. All right, we swept these equal highs right here. Let's see if we have a push lower. We do need a close below this 5-minute bullish candle for a change in state of delivery. So I'm bullish until this closes below. Oh my gosh, that's not funny, bro. That's not funny at all. That sucks. I have one click trading, but I've made multiple of those mistakes that I just triple check everything. I literally triple check everything before I do anything. My last big mistake is I closed, what did I do? I closed my trading. I closed my trade copier. After I closed my trade copier, I realized on my chart I left a stop loss in there. So I canceled it out on the current chart, but it didn't cancel it out on all the other charts. So on all the other charts, it got into a trade, and it was in that trade until the close of the day, and then it liquidated the account, which took me down like $800 per account. That was the last time that happened. That was a few months ago, and that was a horrible feeling. That was a horrible feeling. Have any of you guys been watching ICT's live streams at all? All right, on the 5-minute, we still have 4 minutes and 10 seconds. So this is irrelevant for another 4 minutes. I enjoy watching his stuff when he's talking about the charts. I know his rants are good, but until something like clicks in you personally, it doesn't matter how much somebody talks about, trading psychology. It has to just click for you. And when it clicks, you still have to work on it. But at least when it clicks, you start making progress in the right direction. So we got these relatively equal lows. We swept a little bit here. Diane. Yeah, if ICT was over our shoulders, he'd be like, what are you doing? What the heck are you doing? Why are you doing that? Oh, I absolutely play him on 2 times speed. He's always on 2 times speed for me. That's why I don't watch him live. Because he never talks about current price action. He never talks about current price action. It's always past price action. Which, there's nothing wrong with that, but when I'm watching... Sorry, I'm blurry. Why am I blurry? Come on. Correct that. Here. There we go. There's nothing wrong with him talking about past price action, but it's distracting when you are actually trading. So I don't do that. And I tried to, on his first stream, I did stream it because I'm like, hey, he hasn't done one in like 5 months. So I'm like, why not? Maybe this is a one-off. Nope. Apparently he's going to do at least all week. We'll see if he wants to continue this mentorship. He doesn't always do what he says he's going to do. Or he does, but then it changes, obviously, for over time. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm getting tired. Sitting here. I've been here for 2 hours. I'm finding that 2 hours is kind of my limit. With the camera on me, with the light on me. I'd rather a dark room. Trades for fun. You're welcome, man. Adzi, if I'm honest with you on that statement, I don't think so. I think he talks that way. If you ever watched his Twitter spaces, he makes zero money on that, but he'll talk for 3 or 4 hours. I just think he has lots of opinions and he likes to share those opinions. Les Can, he would be completely off social media. He would be just doing trade executions and posting those and not really chatting. He told his wife he was going to retire. Now he's doing a mentorship. Now, granted, it is the second half of the year that he's doing it. Honestly, the only thing I really care about for ICT right now, I've learned everything I think that I'll learn from ICT. I'll watch his stuff and I'll take tidbits because I don't think he's always shared everything. So when he gives something, I'll take it. But only thing I care about is him actually winning the Robbins Cup. I pray that he does that. I just pray he does that. And he follows through on that. I want him to win so bad. I think there's a stark contrast between the amount of people out there that really, really want him to win and then really, really want him to fail. A tent revival preacher. I've been to a couple tent revivals. He's more conspiratorial. He doesn't actually I don't think he shares the gospel. What I mean by that is he doesn't say, hey, come to Jesus, he's your salvation. I think he likes rants, and it's with a biblical narrative of how he views the world. Les quit what partway through? What did he quit partway through? There were people that said he quit the Robbins Cup, but that's not true. That was all speculation. Villainous show. That's what he says. 100% agree. But if it's for his son, he could do that on his own. He could do it with him. But he's choosing to do it on stream because honestly, he loves it. He loves it. I understand. He loves doing the live streams and talking to a community of traders because that's where he's been the last 30 years. So walking away from that, if he has an opportunity to get back and he can make an excuse to his wife that he's doing this for his son, 100% can see that happening. Adzi, you're welcome, my friend. See you trades for fun. Have a good day. I'm headed out as well, so we'll call that a day, folks. Thanks for being here. We'll be here back Monday. This trading sucks, to be honest. So wait for PM session or be done for the day.